If you want tips, ideas, and information on how to access and activate student background knowledge, then you need to read this book, Background Knowledge, The Missing Piece of the Comprehension Puzzle by Fisher and Frey. As educators, why do we care about activating background knowledge? Because the Civil War is meaningless if you don't know about slavery. Because multiplication doesn't make sense if you don't know about addition. Because the food chain is meaningless if you don't understand predator and prey relationships. Now, Channel 4 News reporter Derek Teff is going to interview the nation's top 2 teachers, as accredited by the National Teachers of the Nation Association, Laura Borden and Angie Smith, both of whom have effectively implemented elements of this book in their daily teaching.
Thank you, Stephanie. I'm here with Angie Smith, National Teacher of the Year. I'd like to ask Angie, why is background knowledge important?
Background knowledge is critical because it's critical for comprehension. It's related to vocabulary and word knowledge. It involves both the working and long-term memory, and that students need background knowledge in order to make sense of school and to make a connection with their education.
So when so many students come to you with different experiences and background knowledge, how do you put all of that together for effective instruction?
In order to find out what background knowledge a student comes to school with, Fisher and Frey offer multiple means of assessing their prior knowledge in their book. You can administer short opinionaires or create a closed assessment on a key paragraph in the text. Anticipation guides and interest surveys are also great ways to assess prior knowledge. This book includes easy-to-use templates of all of these great resources.
That sounds excellent. Thank you very much, Angie. I'd now like to introduce Laura Borden. She is also a National Teacher of the Year. Laura, how do you expand on students' background knowledge?
Well, according to Fisher and Frey, there needs to be a systematic approach in place. I use lots of Fisher and Frey's ideas, such as wide reading, think alouds, engagement and structured classroom discussions, collaborative learning and experiential learning, all included in this fabulous resource.
It sounds great, but with school finances the way that they are these days, how do you implement all of that into your curriculum?
Well, Fisher and Frey offer many useful extension ideas for educators. I use these in my teaching frequently. Some of them are guest speakers, YouTube clips, webinars, virtual demonstrations, Skypes with authors, use of the internet, distance learning, and internships. All of these are discussed in our book Background Knowledge.
Wow, it sounds like an excellent book from Fisher and Frey. I think every teacher in the nation should have this in their library. Thank you very much. I'm going to send it back to Stephanie now.
Thanks, Derek, and thanks to our nation's top 2 educators, Laura and Angie. In closing, Fisher and Frey sum up the importance of this book when they state, background knowledge is not just a collection of facts that students should memorize, or just a set of strategies to use randomly in your classroom. An effective teacher constantly assesses, builds, and activates background knowledge. Students should use what they already know to learn new things. Go buy this book.